Hello and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today we have another match of the Link to the Past Crosskeys Tournament 2021. We are in the bracket stage of the quarterfinals. Matchup is it's the first game of the best of three between Ramond and humbugh. Trackers for this match are Daruk and Nervendolch, and commentators will be Jesse aka Radical Sniper and DaceCloud. Say hello.
Hello. Well, good morning, everybody. So yes, this race between Ramond and humbugh, Ramond took down Artie Walsh in 3 games, 2 games to 1, while humbugh took down 2C also in 3 games, 2 to 1. So already a very fun start to this bracket as we hit the top 8. So we will get started just momentarily. Our runners are working with a delay today, so they've been running for a bit. We'll see what great things this seed has in store for them. And we'll be off momentarily. Of course, the question is, with this kind of seed, what kind of starts are we going to get from each of them? Typically, the normal cross key start these days, is, as always, is the Link's House into a Houlihan and Witch's Hut check. But we'll see if that's what both of our runners go for today. And here we go. Oh, we're getting Sank start from both of them. I was completely wrong, and hey, that's not a bad choice as we find the hook shot. And great Sanctuary start location today, as we are in Kakariko, getting some quick checks from both of them. I'll call it divergence, but both of our runners just checking a little bit of a different spot. As humbugh finds a great spot, and so does Ramond. Ramond finding the dam, but humbugh finding that refill house at Chicken Hut. Gonna take advantage of that a couple of times just to get some early bombs. And we get a connector there at the Sick Kid house. And there's Hookshot Cave just outside of Kakariko Village. Unfortunately, Ramond, without any bombs, isn't going to be able to check it out yet. Is able to get 4, though. Very nice. And hey, we do find the arrow game there in Kakariko as well, so we can just get a little bit of money. We'll have easy access for a long time in this one. But let's see what we get out of Hookshot Cave as humbugh finds one of our desert entrances. A small key to Thieves Town. There's our early money. We did also find the library at the front of the tavern. Not real necessary today. On the other side of Hookshot Cave is Eastern Palace. One is going to take our connector here at Sahasrahla with the Spec Rock, and we find out that we're not going to need race game today, at least specifically for the item. We'll see if that left entrance does matter much later. And okay, our Spec Rock exit does put us at the back of Skull Woods, which it looks like we're going to have a decent connector of Skull Woods this time, as the Skull Woods back is actually a vanilla entrance, so Nice feeling there. And I believe that was also a Vanilla Uncle. Or, sorry, not Vanilla Uncle, Vanilla Smiths in Kakariko. And already Ramond up to a second sword. So Ramond going with that save and quit, and is going to go after the back of Sanctuary. 2 early swords, really a great feeling here. Meanwhile, Humbugh is going to go through some of Hyrule Castle. Going to do this with bombs, and gets a glove. Great prize. Awesome find already. I have a feeling that when Ramond finds finds Hyrule Castle, we'll make a similar play because, you know, we got the back very easily, so we don't have to worry so much about that front. Or finding that Hyrule Castle key here. And I do see a chat saying that apparently Ramond really hates the Hyrule Castle front, so this could be a bad situation. I was unaware. And I did miss that earlier. Our Magic Bat drop-down is the Lumberjack Ledge with just a map. I don't believe either runner is going to really focus in on that. We'll say the early heart containers are a pretty nice feeling. And we are going to get to see this connector here in at Sick Kid. And where this leads to, it is the Swamp Palace entrance. Luckily, we can go back in and get back to Kakariko. And we finally got our Link's house start, and it's really just not even a worthwhile item this time. But Humbugh is going to head up towards the Hyrule Castle entrances here. And at the uncle spot, we have the Magic Bat. And also the front of Hyrule Castle is junk for now, with that just being the front of the tavern. So, gonna have to wait to see if we find anything. So right now, our runners are really just retracing each other's steps. Okay, there was the sword that Ramond got. It was the dam, specifically. And let's see. So Ramond is going to start at Link's house. Looks like we're going to head over to the Lake Hylia area and possibly finish off that eastern. set of checks, because Ramond did check out Eastern Palace and Sahasrahla, but did not get an opportunity to look at the cave and the one by the warp spot, or Dark World spot 5. So we did see that was a dark connector at the Lake Hylia Fortune Teller. I did not get to pay super close attention to which one it is, as we do find Sahasrahla at the shop. And Desert Palace is our green pendant. And, well, while Ramond misses our glove in Hyrule Castle, we do find, instead, a glove in Sahasrahla's closet. So, unless mitts are super, super required, that early glove is not going to hurt Ramond at this point. We have a vanilla fairy fountain there at the Eastern Palace area. I'm going to give us the new piece of information here with this cave. And it is the hookshot side of Bumper Cave. And really smart play there. Ramond saying, yeah, I can hookshot through it, but what I really want to do is I also want to get some magic. So knowing just that spot to hit with the hookshot. Leading to the top of Dark Death Mountain and the GT entrance. And then finally, the that other Dark Death Mountain spot from Ramond just gives us the Luck Fairy. We're still short on money. We do know where the arrow game is, so our runners should probably play that soon to get some early money, but neither has actually gone for the check of Bottle Vendor either, just because of that lack of early funds. Okay, so that connector that Ramond did not check with Skull Woods leads to the front. So the middle entrance is going to be our front of Skull Woods then. There's a little bit more money there in the mushroom spot. There's another little rupee spot there in the back of Lost Woods. Okay, our lumberjack is Ganon. Guess what, folks? That means we do have an Agaseed. We will definitely be needing our boots and the 2 Agatower Smalls to finish this seed off. Humbugh going through the whole front of Skull Woods there, getting this, of course, the vanilla small key, and also gets off a mirror. So great find there. Going to be able to hit this front of or these Light World checks in Lost Woods. And I am sure that Humbugh is not going to complain about the early mirror. That's a great utility here for sure. By the way, I did not mention it, but our thief drop down is the useless fairy, as Ramond finds the thief drop down, which is also useless today with just some bombs. And that was at Sanctuary. I'm surprised we got a scouting of the of the Sanctuary drop there, but not a huge deal. This does mean that for sure there's something valuable here at this one, and it is the Uncle drop down over at Useless Fairy. There is our first bottle. Or sorry, second bottle. And just a compass to Turtle Rock. Ramond is going to save and quit from there. And yes, based on what we've seen, that does mean that the Kakariko well is going to be behind Aga 2 kill. So, ooh, that's a fun set of drop downs today. And we are joined by Days Cloud. Good morning. It looks like we're finally going to get this play down to the Kakariko, or the dam. We did get to pull that early from both of them. We get that connector there at the Light World Hype Cave, leading us to Bumper Ledge. Ooh, that's a really nice one, especially finding a book off of the ledge there. We get the Light World version of a Kern jump there from Humbugh, heading over to the Witch's Hut. We did not see this play from Ramond. And Potion Shop is vanilla. Okay. We also get a Fairy Fountain there. And giving out free red potions.
Hey Jesse, how you doing, buddy?
Hey Dazed, how you doing this morning? Or whatever time it is.
Well, you ever have a day where you accidentally add an hour to a start time?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been a little bit off on my times. I understand it.
Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to make you do this for 15 minutes by yourself.
It's been a fun 15 minutes. Can you believe it? We have 2 different gloves between them. We've got Master Sword on both sides. Humbugh's got a mirror, and we've had early hook shot.
Kidding. Well, that's pretty good then. We're gonna have some fun here then. No Moon Pearl though. I see Humbugh is currently having a lot of fun there. Currently in an egg, it looks like.
Yeah, the good old Yoshi bunny sprite.
Sweet, good times, good times. Let's have some fun then. Oh man, craziness, craziness, craziness. Well, these guys are I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm thrilled that this is actually at a time that we can go ahead and do this here. So we got a small key to Dark Palace there over on Ramond's side, and it looks like what's that? A map to Eastern. So kind of a couple of things, I suppose.
Yeah. Looks like Ramond recognizing that he did screw up the pixel or the ancilla for that bomb jump, so just wanted to reset that. It's going to give us the top of Paradox exit first. And we do have nothing on Lake Hylia Island today as well.
Looks like it here. All right, so we got a Sasharala here. I guess a couple of people there actually got in, and that's going to be the second glove for Humbugh. So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of default to you here. I guess we've already seen that, then, haven't we?
Yes. So Ramond got that glove. Humbugh's glove is the first chest in Hyrule Castle.
Oh wow, okay. That's always a fun place to go. You don't really want to go in there to get it until you have like the Hyrule Castle small key or like a lamp or something. But you know, if it's there,
Yeah, we
you
definitely
kind of
had
want
a
to do.
convenient location with our sanctuary in CAC, so not a terrible play to go in there. We have easy access to the back, so that small key is not huge. And we did have an early entrance to Hyrule Castle there as well.
Okay, well that sounds pretty good.
But chat is telling me apparently this is like one of Ramon's least favorite spots.
I'm kind of familiar with some of his plays there. Like, Hyrule Castle is just something you try to avoid unless you have a pretty good reason to go and do it. Usually, just because it tends not to really play out so well for you after a point. A lot of times when you're Hyrule Castle, you're kind of wanting to use the. I don't know. I don't know if you run into the same problem, but Hyrule Castle a lot of times feels like one of those things you want to do for a connectors more than anything.
Yeah, that did look like a small key over on the desert ledge. When Humbug took that entrance to the to GT, decided to do a set of checks of this top of Death Mountain with that mirror out of logic, and is going to rescue the old man and give us the ether tablet here. And already a third sword. Wow.
Right, so we can attack things decently, I suppose. 3 swords, 20 minutes in, sure. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, and just if anybody forgets, that mirror is in the front of Skull Woods, so definitely out of logic at this point. There's that Hyrule Castle small key at the old man entrance.
Okay, now that's interesting. That means you might actually want to go all the way down to the basement there. Did we see that yet?
Yeah, we saw Humbug go all the way to the basement.
Hmm.
The glove was the real prize on that one.
That's not a surprise. Cape was in the cell there. Thank you, Kiki.
Yeah, luckily we did find Bumper Ledge, and we found the bumper side of Bumper Ledge originally, so...
Yeah.
That was Meyer there at Death Mountain Descent.
Making our way up the mountain here over on Humbug's side. They're going to go drop down and see what we got on this other one here. There's a big key on a torch right there. Got sick kids, so grab an item off of here for a moon pearl.
Okay.
All right, so there we are.
Yeah, that's quite the find. So we should have some kind of access up to Death Mountain, if that means that we're supposed to have a lamp to get up there or something else.
Well, I mean, the hook shot over here through desert seems possible. It seems like that's the way that you're supposed to go there, as these Tektites are trying to get in the way there for Ramond. And man, I don't know. It gets through it. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Be a part of the stream. Well, there's one nice thing for Humbug up here is that since he's got that moon pearl, he'll be able to actually, if he decides to, I imagine he will, he'll be able to check what's in the dark world, and if it's an actual interesting item, he'll be able to grab it.
Yeah, we didn't see anything all that important here on Dark Death Mountain on the On the west side, this drop down was nothing, and the other one was our luck fairy, so... Because these were the two entrances that Ramond checked.
Okay.
Neither decided to try to go through Lionel's.
I can't say that's something you'd very interested in doing with green mail if you can avoid it.
Yeah, green mail and no pearl to fight even kind of makes that difficult.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that you're just kind of like, you know what? Let me do something else with my time. Maybe I feel like I could do something better. All right. Well, we're gonna have Humbug coming right back through here, so he's likely gonna see this. Or he has already seen that that they've got a small key, a big key here on the torch, which doesn't necessarily mean that we need boots, but
we need boots.
we need boots. We need boots. Oh,
Ganon's that lumberjack.
Yeah. When you said we need boots like that, I was just like, wait, why would you? Oh, that's why you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ugh. So we got Castle Tower keys to find and all sorts of amazing great times here. As unfortunately, gonna be spending that ferry and oh hey there, Hype Cave locked behind the midst on East Death Mountain. You've got an ice rod, so that's actually significant.
Yeah, that's the first thing we've really had truly locked behind those mitts. So we'll see if that really comes back to be a problem later, as Ramond is going to give us some mire.
See here, what do we got? We have one key, so it's going to at least put the first 4 chests into logic. Now, no one from Ramond is past there. He's not a huge fan of doing left side of mire there, the firelocked sides, until he has the keys. I've been coming around on his side as well, just because man, left side mire, you got the cutscene chest. It's just it's slow and boring, and everybody, you know, nobody really has a good time going over there. At least I've decided.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. You really don't want to waste time, and knowing that that side is 3 key locked kind of makes you go, oh, this is not super necessary. But at the same time, you're like, how many times does those checks burn you?
More times than you'd like to admit, right? I mean,
exactly.
That's one of those things. It's one of those things that if you make that skip, you have to kind of think in your head, like, where is Mire? How easily can I get back to it? And if we've got a big key to Ganon's Tower there, locked behind a single Mire key, that's going to... Well, that's some interesting knowledge, but like how much of a big deal do you want to come back for it?
Yeah, what we do know is that GT is locking our Cackwell.
Oof.
Yeah, so our two tower dropdowns are not exactly our favorites today.
Yeah, so I guess in this point you just go dungeon, and then more dungeon. Man, I don't even know where you would start trying to make a move here. But I guess we'll start lifting up some rocks here and find Pod over on Humbug's side there. That'll be all right. Humbug is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Pod's a pretty good place for him to be there. We might be able to see a good. Well, we've got a bee and looks like a fairy in the bottle. So if we want to get really fancy, we could do a fairy revive to unlock the camera if Humbug's feeling that sort of way.
And here we get the pearl for Ramond. So Now that big key, of course, for Desert Palace is for, that's our green pendant. So we'll see if that matters. But what I will say is that that does knock out another, I don't want to call it unnecessary big key, but we're hitting big keys that are not for crystals, and that could indicate that that torch big key is going to be even more important.
Yeah, no, you've got a really good point there because I mean that if say that Torch Big Key is like Ice Palace or Skull Woods or Swamp, you're not gonna really care about it. Even Hera, to a point, you're not gonna really care about. Is looks like we're just gonna go for the old-fashioned mimic clip here. I guess we don't want to. The fairy can be a little bit of a awkward thing to do.
Yeah, that's it's not a bad way to clip, but I feel like you're a little bit more RNG dependent with that one.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, if you're doing that, you might be working yourself into a bit of an issue there. So probably a good thing to just do it this way. Make sure that you can get it done without any problem, and go on and move on to some other things. All right, we're gonna get 10 arrows out of it, and that 10 arrows is also going to turn into the flippers, which is a significantly more interesting find than the 10 arrows.
And if anybody missed it, Ramond is in Hyrule Castle right now, so does have those mitts as well.
So yeah, we're kind of in a similar space here. It's going to be kind of interesting to see if that ice rod turns into something that we even need. If Turtle Rock is a pendant, then nah. But right now, the thing that I'm looking at is the biggest difference between the two runners is that mirror. Having the save quit out of the bottom of Zelda's cell there versus just pressing a button, kind of a pain.
Yeah, Humbug taking that extra time to explore the front of Skull Woods out of logic is really going to seem to pay off at this rate.
No doubt, no doubt.
But Ramond is in the Dark World, so not a huge deficit of time. Just Humbug's been able to make a few extra checks. At the same time, I'll say Ramond hit some different checks. Was able to hit Ice Rod Cave area, checked out the desert area, so not a huge problem, just, different checks by each runner.
I mean, Crosskeys is always one of those things where everybody makes a whole list of different checks, and we tend to finish around the same time anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to get there at some point.
So Ramond also only having one key at the moment for pods, so we're going to see probably the same checks here. Now, our curiosity shop here in Dark World is Blind's Hut. So another 5-item cave. We're starting to find a lot of these.
Good, because, we're finding these 5-item caves, and we know that we've got the well behind Ganon. So, having these 5 item caves as quickly as possible there kind of means that's one thing you're not searching for anymore. Like I kind of said, I think it puts a little bit more emphasis on the dungeons there, as Ramon's gonna go pick up his big key to Desert Palace there, which green pendant. But if you happen to run into it with a fire source, you probably are gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah, we haven't seen the north side of desert yet, so... Or that back of desert, so we'll see when that happens. And Ramon's gonna pop that red potion. And unfortunately, apparently did not get it to trigger the camera unlock.
I I was looking over at Humbugh's screen. I don't know if he maybe just like accidentally hit right at some point there. If you hit right, you mess up your thing, and well, then at that point you feel bad and you have to do what he's doing at the moment here. But no problem. There gets that mimic off the screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, great mimic clip there. Very very quick.
Both of these runners have played this game a couple of times here. I mean, what are we in? We're in the top 8.
Yeah, we're in the top 8 of Crosskeys. You got to be pretty good. And honestly, when it comes to Crosskeys, like, mimic clips kind of one of those skills you better have.
Yeah, I mean, Crosskeys always really kind of tests your full knowledge of everything. You know, you know what sort of things do you know how to do in this game? Because if you know how to do pretty much everything, it's going to help you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, today, what does it give us? It gave us those flippers, so no complaints.
Moving on down here on Humbugh's side, looks like he's kind of leading our path through the Dark World. I kind of expect both of these runners to do the same things. Now, Jesse, I'm gonna have to ask the question since I was rudely late to the stream. Have we seen the Smith yet?
Yes, it's actually vanilla.
No kidding, of course it is.
No kidding. We got a vanilla Smith and a vanilla Witch's Hut.
Well, Humbugh is likely going to do that. And speaking of things that he's likely going to do, we got a Hera, we've got a hookshot. Well,
And it's a crystal Hera.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy decision, I feel like now. I mean, now this is kind of another one of those things. Now, where was this mirror that
It's in the front of Skull Woods, which was the middle entrance.
Okay, that's not bad because that's where he's going.
Yeah, and Ramond knows that the Skull Woods layout is advantageous. Both of our runners without the pearl went through a connector that led to the back of Skull Woods entrance. So they both know that the layout's actually pretty decent.
Well, that's just great for them then. They can just immediately hop in, get it taken care of. Everything will be good here. All right, well, goodbye, Moldorm. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, I mean, Moldorm didn't stand much of a chance with that tempered sword.
He's gonna give you a giant reward there of a single green rupee, but then a crystal amazingly drops down from the ceiling, and well, that's gonna be crystal number 1 of 7. So you know, not too bad.
Yeah, Ramond gets that mirror, and seeing his face cam at that moment was kind of like, oh, really? Of course you're going to give me the mirror when I'm trying to set up the death warp.
I'm going to tease him relentlessly at the end of this because he knows that if I was playing this seed, I would have gotten that mirror in like the first 10 seconds. Sequence break Skull Woods. This was the perfect seed to do that. There, you get your mirror immediately, and then you feel amazing for the rest of the time.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Humbugh got that before even checking Lost Woods, so was able to take that and mirror back in the Light World to kind of start clustering checks.
That's the dream. Like if you're gonna make that play where you sequence breaks into Skull Woods, which isn't a really easy thing to do. All you gotta do is just, you know, pop yourself right in there. If you're gonna do that, the mirror is probably the best case option. Now, boots would be number 2, but mirror is you get the mirror from there. You just opened up a whole raft of possibilities for yourself. So one of the first things we're going to do with this mirror is we're going to take the Smith right back to the vanilla Smiths, because of course this is Crosskeys, so there's always vanilla Smiths. And get the amazing ooh. Okay, ooh and ooh on both sides.
I mean, the bow's clearly the better thing in the short run, but Quake's not terrible with early mitts.
I'm liking the knowledge of the bow though, like because I mean that's a 4 Turtle Rock key bow, behind. So that's gonna kind of tell you that maybe some things like Eastern Palace or Finishing Pod aren't necessarily first on your menu. I mean, or the flippers are extremely deep, or we've got another bow just sitting around someplace really easy. I mean,
as we also find Eastern Palace there at K45.
And anybody who's got Zelga's thing in the chat, please go ahead and drop the emote. Okay, fine, I'll do it myself. Jeez. Gotta find it real fast. Too many emotes. Always love the little extra kind of it helps to bounce off those things if you can actually like control it, but man, it's tough.
Yeah. And we're gonna get that early purple chest turned in as well. This route really kind of paid off nicely for Humbugh.
And then straight from there into a Bombos tablet check. So we're getting all of these extremely awkward, kind of checks that if it's the late game and you find mitts and you're doing them, you just hate life, and you're getting them done within the first 40 minutes of the game. Like, man, efficient on a really great level right there. And I think Ramond just goes, did I pick that up in the air?
Yeah, we definitely get picked up that item in midair.
Yeah, it's like, all right, let me redo it.
And we are getting the new Harapot there. I love that little bomb boost.
I've heard it's extremely easy. I have not actually attempted it myself because I'm still a Phillypot guy.
Phillypot's great, but this one, I will say, it feels even easier, oddly enough. You would think it's not possible, but it really is.
That's wild if it's easier, if we're being honest here. I mean, that just like, oh, you want to make this as simple as possible? All right, cool.
Yeah, if you ever feel like with Phillypot, sometimes you just push yourself a little bit too far in one direction or something when setting up that second pixel lineup or second lineup, this new setup actually kind of eliminates any possibility for that. But down goes Moldworm, and Ramond has his first crystal now.
There's my alarm to tell me that, hey, you're due on stream in 5 minutes. Thanks, phone. All right. So we're gonna check a little bit of South Shore Ice Rod Cave area over there on Humbug's side. We're gonna lift up a rock, find just a shop there. Gonna go into the Ice Rod Cave entrance, get the top of Paradox Cave, and then go back the way we came.
Yeah, that was the liftable rock over by Desert.
It's always nice when the seed will let you kind of route it nice and comfortably like that, and you don't have to like force anything.
Yeah, I think the only unfortunate part, and I'm sure Humbug's like, it's okay, it's not the worst, but was like, I could have done that when I went over to like Dark Shopping, or Dark Shopping Mall.
That's true. He does have the flippers here, so I mean, going over there is real easy, and that's a tempting connector to take.
Well, and that connector is actually not terrible because that actually puts us back into Kakariko. That was Sick Kid.
Well, okay, fair enough then. Yep. Man, yeah, missing the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a Crosskey seed, not the thing that you wanted. See the bottom of Spiral there. That's going to be kind of an interesting thing for us to do, to know. So if you find Spiral Cave, you'll know immediately where you're going to get let out.
Gotta ask, having that bow, is Eastern Palace any more tempting in this scenario?
By itself, without the big key, I mean, okay, now this is it depends your opinion on metagaming, I kind of feel like, in a lot of ways on this one. Because these guys are both very, 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 very good at this thing. Now, Humbugh is also very much known for kind of following, the skipping Eastern Palace sort of mindset, I think. And I'm kind of wondering right now if Ramon's kind of playing that against him. Like, if there's something in Eastern Palace, he can get a early lead here with doing almost nothing. Like, just going in here and checking it. If he pings a good item, I mean, you never know when that Eastern Big Key is going to show up. Or if, well, I guess we do know that we need it here, seeing that it is crystal there with that C on the screen there.
We do find the back of Skull Woods over here in Dark Shopping Mall. Unfortunately, no fire.
We've got a lot of good items so far, but
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but still missing quite a bit of interesting things.
And we do not know if that's actually a crystal yet. We do not have the map. And there's a big key. Oh, to Skullwoods.
Oh, I mean, anytime you see a big key pop up in Eastern, if you're carrying the bow, you go big key too, because if it's the big key to Eastern Palace, I'm not saying that you've won the game, but there's a very good chance you did.
Find Spike Cave over there at the Dark Pod area cave.
Always a fun place to put Spike Cave there because you don't have a hammer to be able to do it, and that's a fun time.
Yeah, Fairy Ascension Cave. Not the time you want to see that one. And we do get also a small key to Pod. So not a real big benefit there for Ramond, but we'll see what that if that Pod small or Skull big really helps make a difference.
Yeah, it's hard to say right there. You were probably on his side there, hoping for a little bit more. Now that half magic plus a cape means here, if you can find yourself a hammer pretty quick, that all of a sudden Spike Cave starts sounding a little bit better than what you were doing, I guess.
I will say I'm a little unsure about the the order Humbugg's doing this right now. From Dark Shopping Mall, I'm surprised we didn't see the portal up to Quakefish and Dark Potion Shop first, and then route into Pod afterwards. Like, I gotta wonder, are we gonna see Humbugh walk out of here, or are we gonna get a save and quit back to Kakariko?
I mean, if you can save and quit back to Kakariko, you can always go through the old woman's connector there. Take you to basically Swamp Palace. Swim over. I mean, that's long. That feels long. Never mind. We're gonna find. Just find Spiral Cave and go right back to the place that we were talking about anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, sure, let's just get completely the best connector possible at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, you get the item. I mean, because I mean, you're gonna do it. It's pods, so this is the end of your route 90% of the time. You get a compass out of it. You don't even really care it just because at this point, it's just something you don't have to think about again.
You know, I was trying to sound smart, like I know what I'm doing here, and then, you know, just the luck of the draw says, no, it's okay. We're gonna get thrown right back. We're fine.
I mean, every once in a while, though, you like the game will just play itself. in a sense, you know, it'll just be like, okay, you know, I got this for you, bud. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, you know.
Oh, you know what? I think I know what Humbug was trying to do here. Never mind. Humbug's realizing a little short on the money game, whether this is for Zora or Pod or both. So decided to go after the Pod check first, hoping to have the money by the time he gets back up to Zora, I'm guessing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense, totally. Well, suppose we can see. I mean, there's still going to be catfish. There's still going to be. Have we done the top of the castle yet? Have we seen the three
No.
inches up there? Well, we're gonna
We
have.
have not.
We're gonna have a.
Yeah, we've got some options.
Yeah, if we run into a, I see that we're missing still a couple of locations here, a couple of dungeons. So if we run into one of those, we might run into the money that we need for it. Now, unfortunately, no pod entrance right now. It does kind of mean that it's likely going to be a little bit hard. You're going to be requiring money luck, I guess, instead of just being able to go to the back of pod. Or we can find back of laser bridge, because there's 4 items here.
We get
yeah.
That ice rod is definitely necessary, so a bit of an advantage right now for Humbug. With those mitts though, and the entrance we have back up to the GT spot, I can't imagine that eludes Ramond for too long. Like, there's definitely some opportunities for that to be a problem, but I feel given we have a connector up to GT, like, we might be okay still.
I think it'll probably be fine. I don't see it being too much of an issue. But looks like that is what we get. And now it's everyone's favorite thing. If you portal on the right side of the pyramid, trying to get that alignment as perfect as possible. Succeeds.
And oh, Humbug not picking up that money. Oh, and just realized Ramond found the top of Floating Island. Was that one of our mini Moldworm Cave entrances? As we also find the front of Desert.
I wanted to say it was Paradox Cave, but I honest to God, like, looked away.
Yeah, sorry, Paradox.
Yeah, I want to say it was Paradox.
Yeah, the bottom, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's was. But I thought we had seen the bottom, but I think I'm just doing some seed bleeding in my head right now as we see it's Ether Medallion there for the Turtle Rock entrance. So Quake not being required yet. Gonna check this big key that we found here, see if this is anything of note.
Interesting. We're up to 3 known Turtle Rock Smalls.
So that,
you know, we were talking about the fact that 4 Smalls was locking our bow. We've just found our 3rd.
That might actually mean that that bow is our first bow.
Yeah, we're getting to that point. We had the one at Chest Game, and then we had the one right there at Catfish. So 2 more that are definitely in logic right now.
Well, we'll have to keep our eyes out for it here, because if it's getting this close, it might turn into an issue here pretty quick. And then we'll I don't know. We'll just kind of have to go from there. See what we got. And see where we go here. As now, this isn't. That's a. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, that's a.
Oh, and
Ooh.
there's fire.
And the first chest of Swamp Palace. Ooh. Man. Well. Okay. So Ramon's getting a ice rod here, but that first chest of Swamp Palace, having that fire rod, is a bit serious.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's just keep motoring on here, I suppose, at this point. As back into pod goes Humbug here. He's going to take these 2 keys. He's got 3 in total. So he's going to take the 2 keys that he's currently got. He'll be able to play everybody's favorite pod game of guess which of the 6 key-locked chests has the item that you need.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right into this vanilla big key chest. I'm a little surprised by the decision, but oh my gosh, that's terrible.
That's rude and awful, and I don't know.
Oof.
Wow. I mean, okay, that's it. That's only a problem if Ramond comes in here with less than 5 keys.
Yeah.
And then he's playing the game of guess which one is right. That's brutal, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, we need both those keys, so I mean, watch that this one also be something we need. Now, it does look like Ramond is going to hit this north side of Dark World, so probably going to hit up towards Catfish as well, and thus should get that fire rod not too far behind.
Which is good. And if you get that fire rod, you can, if you want to, you could turn around. If he's got the portal still there, he could turn around and go back down towards the Skullwood area, where we saw Skull Woods, down in the Dark Shopping Mall.
So there's a third pod small now for Ramond. We get a French vanilla single arrow there in the pod Dark Maze.
Lovely, lovely.
And arrows up at the top of it.
Alright, so coming through here, gonna pick up a blue potion on Ramon's side. Looks like Humbug is gonna make his way over towards Catfish right now. Got the money that he needs out of pods, so this kind of makes sense for him to go ahead and do it this way here.
That's the thing, Humbug did Catfish, so this is probably a return for Skull.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I am obviously wrong here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to send Humbug back for necessarily going for Zora at this point.
I mean, this is a relatively decent time to do it if you're here. If you're feeling like that's a play you want to make, that would be something that you can kind of do. As we are making our way through here, Ramond going into the portal here is going to check the big island here in the middle.
Surprised we didn't get a check to the Zora area there first, but not a huge deal.
So we got an incoming fire rod over on Ramon's side, but at the same time, then we've got a beautiful, beautiful little moth fight over on Humbug's side here with 3 hearts green male. Feels really safe, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, don't you feel safe with Tempered Sword and Fire Rod and Half Magic?
I mean, yeah, of course. As
Yeah.
long as I don't run into Moth and then bounce into a spike there. Humbug's better at this game, though, apparently. So he's going to go ahead and take down Moth with little to no problem there. It's going to have crystal number 2.
Small key there on Zoraledge. We'll see which one that is. We're missing plenty of small keys, though, so...
I mean, both runners have 3 pod small keys right now. So if this is a small key pod, which, I mean, that's always probably the bet you want to make, is if you see a small key out in the open there, you just go, probably some pod small keys. But we will see here, because right now, I just, you gotta feel like that Castle Tower key that Humbugh has in his pocket is a significant piece. Oh!
Okay.
Well, that's not a pod key.
I gotta be honest, I feel bad that Ramond didn't check that first, because that would have been really nice.
Ah, man, but yeah, it's a hard.
And
that's
now,
a hard
like,
thing to tell yourself, right?
Yeah, no, that is. It's just like, what sends each of them back in for the second chest now of Swamp Palace, if not the having full access to clear the dungeon? Like, if that's your hammer, when are you going back?
You're just not going back until that's the last thing in the game. I mean, if that is your hammer, you're just gonna cry. You're gonna cry is all it is here, because you're gonna go do everything else. You're gonna go up to Zora, get that Swamp Small Key, and just throw that as, okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna do here. All right, interesting moment here on Ramon's side. We've got this key to Skull Woods. Big key to Skull Woods turns out to be 10 arrows. That's why people skip Eastern. Also, though, we've got on Humbug's side there, since he's already done Hype Cave, he's going to go straight into Super Bunny. So we're going to get to see the 2 items that appear here. And then what's more, we'll get to see where this thing spits us out. Oh, dear God. That is the Cane of Samaria in a very awkward place. Let's see if this is a one-way. If this is a one-way, this is that is a very terrible location.
I mean, I think wherever this lets out is going to be nice for Humbugh. And I say that, and I'm completely wrong.
That is a one-way trip, 100%. And well, you know, I was about to say, oh man, when is Ramond going to get there? Nah, he just went through a connector. He's going to do it right now. These two are just fun. Like, the moment I saw that this was up, I wanted to be a part of this thing here, as get a glimpse of a key on Desert Ledge. So we find a flute, we can get into the mire area.
Yeah, and really at this point, you know, we thought, hey, this is gonna... It's like each time we think that something's gonna hurt Ramond, like the lack of the mirror, or the missing the fire or the ice rod, not having the fire rod at that moment. Like, he's just hit that spot almost right after. Like, it's really turning out like pretty decent for him right now.
Yeah, no, totally. These guys just have really gone through and made this game look very, very easy. Like, both of them have been extremely efficient, so like neither of them can really gain a lead. Like right now, Humbugh's lead, for lack of a better term, comes down to a single check in the pod area.
I mean, if anything, I would say that it's coming, yeah, or single check in pod more so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the dungeon of pod, and it's one of those checks where you just kind of have to, you know, shrug your shoulders if you got it wrong.
And there's our mire area access going through Turtle Rock. This is in logic, so gonna get some extra checks here.
Very much in logic.
And at just over an hour, Ramond finds Hotel Mario.
Well, we'll see you all back here for game 2. No. We're not going to do that meme.
I was about to say, I thought Ramond had checked the front of Desert when he had the book early, but maybe not? Or did he forget that he had checked it?
I don't know. As we're going through anyway. Quake is completely useless as Bombos is our entrance into Mire. We get a small key to Desert. Now that puts the entire thing on... puts the entire dungeon into logic, but I mean a green pendant into logic, not a huge deal there. As we get a Swamp Palace small key. So we're down to the uninteresting small keys kind of being the Ice Palace. Well, the skippable big keys, I mean, being Ice Palace and Hera. So we didn't need boots before. We're starting to look like we really need boots.
And there's the powder. Magic Bat being over at the Uncle dropdown, so good chance head back. And another Pod Small, so that brings Ramond up to 4. As you said, we're hoping for that 5th one to kind of just make sure that that vanilla big key chest doesn't bite him. Could it be this? Nope, it's Hera.
It's nobody's favorite key ever.
No, and it doesn't help where the Hera is.
Yeah, that key does not exist. We're just going to ignore that key is what's even appeared.
We have the cross-dimensional mire shed there at the left desert entrance. Unfortunately, nothing in the shed today. I think those might have been vanilla items.
I mean, I think usually they're... Ooh, hello, okay. We got a GT.
And definitely could probably... I can't imagine we don't see a full right side play here.
Oh, yeah, totally. And if there's a big key to Thieves Town, so we might actually immediately go back into Thieves Town here right after doing this. I'm like looking at this right now. We've only got this single small key right now. I don't imagine we find Hammer over here unless there's going to be some shenanigans, but...
So we're going to have a key, at least I can't imagine we don't go to Compass Room. Like, that's a key for a key. The question is, do we continue to Ice Armos, I feel? And maybe the presence of the big chest kind of helps it. Just because we already have the big key on Ramon's side.
Yeah, I feel like if you're Ramond, that's probably what you're going to do just because, you know... Why wouldn't you, really? It's there, it's 3 key locked, so it's not as deep as, say, as, you know, these first 4 are, because GT has just got the weirdest key logic. As very clean room there, gonna pick up a little bit more magic, as Humbugh is joining him in the fun here, gonna get that big key to Thieves Town for himself.
Okay, so Ramond going through the portal. Doesn't have the mirror out, so probably, yep, gonna continue.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, I feel like it's kind of the play. You're gonna do it just purely from item density, if anything. Ooh.
Oh, wow. I might have to steal that one. That was smooth.
I will say very, very much that if you're looking to learn random Crosskeys tech, watching Ramond is a good idea. It's like, oh,
How
that's
do-
something you can.
Yeah, how does everybody get better? You just watch each other and learn these little things that somebody does, and you're like, why didn't I think of that?
It's just like, that looked so easy. I should have done that. Alright, so on our way to Ice Armos here, we're gonna say goodbye to Bob really quick. Gonna pick up a piece of art right before this super fun Ice Armos fight here, is we're gonna nudge ourselves into position, start letting off the arrows that we need.
Easy fight.
Yep, not even a single extra arrow used. We're gonna get ourselves a small key to the dungeon.
You know, I was
Okay.
gonna joke about the possibility of just going for the climb, but it almost seemed a little bit more possible there. You know, you got that bow, you've got the big key, you've got fire, you've got a hook shot, but not gonna do it so far.
I considered it just because of where that Meyer GT big key was in Meyer.
Right.
There behind the one Meyer key, we've only found one Meyer key. We have everything you need to climb. Key logic says you're not supposed to finish it, but you do have those first two right there for you. I'm like, and other than that, what are we missing? like, what else could we do?
Yeah, like the other things we're talking here is where it's like, I've got fire, I could make a dive into Ice Palace. It's not great. Like, we're gonna get the Thieves Town clear here. It's in logic just based on having the big and the small, but you feel bad knowing that you're leaving an item.
I mean, saying that there's a decent chance that you could be in here and just like finding this is humbug. Man, he gets very aggressive on these Ice Armos fights I've seen, and this is the second time that I've seen him do this Ice Armos fight that he got too close to the guys and started and lost his sword beams. So now it went from a slower fight to a even slower fight.
Well, we also found our other Castle Tower small key in the attic of Thieves Town, so
Okay.
we know where they both are now. All the ice rods are found.
That's true. Now we just need to be able to do something with them.
Yeah.
Hooray!
I mean, I guess we could say that the boots is now the ice rod. You know, one thing gets replaced by another, so.
Hey, we could just do an Armo shake storage, right? We can do it that way too.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get all sorts of fun here.
Definitely tech that we don't see too frequently. I don't know if I've ever seen that in a race.
I will say that I pulled it off one time in a ladder seed, and it was surprisingly forgiving. You can do it theoretically. We saw Eastern Palace is in Light World, so yeah, and it's Crystal too. So I was about to say, it's like, okay, I was trying to think of a way that we could do it in this time, but we can't. Yeah. Rip fun. Oh well. Alright, on to our blind fight over here on Ramon's side here, and we're looking at a perfectly done script there.
Ew.
Of course it is!
Go.
Oh,
That's
thank you,
gross.
Sam.
No matter how you look at it, that's just gross.
I mean, goodbye forever.
Just...
I mean, goodbye forever, big chest. Honestly, you're not going back there for that. So if you are just listening and wondering why we're both scoffing and just laughing at this stupid game, because the game's being stupid, and put the hammer on. Fine. Well, thanks, game. Anyway,
Yep.
I guess we're gonna have to kind of keep an eye on Ramon's side here because I'm watching his pod key count along with everything else. If he grabs one more pod key, that means that that it's more likely for him to be able to grab his second castle tower as he goes ahead and grabs a very nice big key to Turtle Rock there out of Stalfo's room.
Now, unfortunately, the fact that Ramond is doing full left side does mean we're not going to get to see... couldn't do a climb now. Does not have the spare small key to get all the way through the climb.
Well, we'll see. I guess, yeah, there wouldn't be another key back over here on this side there, would there? Or else the game would have to be very, very, very broken. But yeah, you're right there, Jess. We're not going to be seeing that climb quite yet. But we're going to get a big key to Eastern Palace there. And the Bombos Medallion. And, okay, so did you want the whole game opened up? Because that's pretty much the whole game opened up.
I'm kind of surprised. Was that an error from Ramond forgetting about the Mire entrance?
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
You're right. That's pretty hard to remember, though. I don't fault him for that one.
Yeah, I was just kind of surprised because I was like, "Hey, there's our medallions to get in to check it," and the immediate save and quit was kind of understandable in some regards, but unfortunate in others.
Yeah, that was I feel like that was a heat of the moment one where just kind of forgot. Well, we'll have to see if that turns into a big deal here sooner or later or not. Well, either way, we're making our way most of the way back to this. So we're gonna head back up to the castle here. First, we're gonna have to go up the pyramid and mirror over to the castle because we want to go and clear Trinex right now.
Actually, this is Ramon's first. This is Ramon's first check of this area. So yeah, this is gonna give him Laser Bridge and the ability to beat Trinex, but he's gonna be surprised by this find.
Wow, just gonna barrel right through here. Not even the slightest bit concerned by that red deal. He's just gonna walk right in, and
yeah, you want to see how smooth that was. Dazed and I can see his full stream, and not only was he just walking, he was tracking it. You could see his other hand doing the tracking of that entrance, and it was just the combination of the two things at the same time. And you're like, "Yep, that was smooth."
Yep. He's well practiced, this man.
Yeah.
This man says over on Humbug's side there, he's just picked up his bonanza of items. He's mirroring out, and I think he's remembering to go back here. So we're gonna have Humbug with an extra check here. I don't know if it's gonna be anything of consequence. I'd say maybe unlikely, but let's take a look real quick.
Yeah, as chat was pointing out, we've seen the dungeons, so we know this isn't a dungeon we need. Just more so a question of, is there a single item cave that this could turn into? And for all we know, this is front of Turtle Rock or something.
It would be pretty funny because then at that point you just go, well, I forgot, but never mind. And yeah, that's a curiosity shop there. If you want to buy a shield, there's a shield for sale for 500 rupees. If you are so inclined, of course. All right. right, Trinex through the first phase over on Ramon's side, and we're off to the second phase right now. Going to take one quick spin, turn around, miss a shot there. Probably not super happy with how that fight went. Lost himself a whole second. But either way, that's a dead Trinex over on his side. I'm going to get rewarded with red mail and a. Well, I guess that's only his second crystal because we haven't been over to the Mire area, to the Skull Woods area there.
Yeah, but I think at this point, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Ramond starts just going into full, like, crystal assault mode. Like, there's no reason not to.
Oh,
but, yeah. Nice
See?
big key.
Ice Palace there in the the hammer-pegged shop in the Village of Outcasts there. So...
And our front of TR does give us that extra GT small key we would need for the climb. So if Ramond wants, there's the full clearable GT now. And as Ramond gives us the front of TR for the last few checks, Humbug is going to give us that big chest. Which, hey, there's our big key to Mire now. Okay.
Yeah, so what are we missing?
I was thinking the same thing, like boots and pod big?
Because it's always the pod big key. It's just always going to be the pod big key.
And actually, can we say we know where pod big is? No, we got a 50-50 on this, don't we? Parabig or Podbig is on the torch.
Yeah, so it legitimately might just be boots here, as we get information that we've got both of our red crystals right now with Skull Woods and Hera on Ramon's side.
Yeah, we have Swamp Small on Ramon's side, so really the only small keys that we're missing are Pod and Hera. I mean, at this point, if I'm Ramond, I'm thinking you beat Skull Woods, and then I think you just go right into Swamp Palace and take that one as well.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, at this point, just get as much done as you can, because you're basically not far away from taking all of this, taking care of all of this here.
That's the thing. Realistically, I don't think there's a reason to do anything but dungeons right now.
No.
Like, if I'm in Ramond's shoes, I'm kind of surprised with how much extra we're doing. Like, I like the fact that we're checking for maybe some single item entrances, but I almost feel like your time's going to be better spent in the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, Spike Cave is just one of those things, you know, like you come in here, you do it, you grab a small key to Misery Mire, and you probably hoped that it was something a little bit bigger. But you're not gonna really complain that much about it. But you're right. You are right, though. We at some point here we need to be focusing on dungeons. I guess this is just something that's like, you know, it's on my way. I'm headed down to the Skull Woods, down here in Dark Shopping Mall. Let me just take care of this super fast. Especially with him knowing exactly what the crystals are, you know. So after this, though, you do Skull Woods. Somehow do not get hit by that dive bomber on that ledge. Do you go immediately into Swamp Palace from there?
I think so. Like, You know, we've only got one pendant we're unsure of right now. Like, you know, we've got 2 pendants knowledge. But at this point, like, I don't know, I think you just start beating them. Actually, I did realize I think we're missing 1 dungeon. I don't think we found the back of desert.
Yeah, I don't believe we are either. But I mean, you know, if we're talking about things that we only moderately care about.
Wait,
Yeah.
Dark's saying we did?
Okay, well, I trust the tracker here.
Yeah, I trust my tracker. The trackers always as well. I was just like, I missed it then.
I'm gonna look real quickly on Ramon's screen there and try to see if I see it listed anywhere on his thing, but I don't. Either way, he's taken down our little friend there, Mothula. Also just going in with 4 hearts, just not even taking a single hit there.
Yeah, both of our runners just saying, I don't care, Moth is not dangerous.
Yeah, let me just
easy fight.
Fast. Yeah. All right, where are we off to now here? So we hop.
I was gonna say this is the mire area, but for what? Oh no, this is the top of the mountain. Sorry.
So this is gonna grab this one entrance up here, I suppose, and then move into the next step. I guess. All right. So let's find out exactly if anything of note is hiding here at the Turtle Rock entrance as... Alright.
Okay. According to Ramon's tracker, apparently it is the library entrance. That would be why I missed that. That was one of the few entrances I hadn't marked off on my own tracker.
Well, speaking of this, we've been over here looking at Humbugh there. I feel like we've been kind of ignoring Humbugh a little bit there. He picked up a flute.
Yeah, and we also got silver arrows on Ramon's side.
Well,
so I'm not sure which bow is going to be our first bow. 2 great bows.
Well, there's our 4th Turtle Rock key. There, locked behind the Desert Small. So now I'm trying to figure out exactly where everything was.
I don't think either bow's better. Like, they're both great bows.
They'll be fine. We'll be completely happy with both of them.
And there's that 5th pod small for Ramon. So by the time he gets back over to pod, he will be in great shape to get that other small key, or that other castle tower small. Yeah, there's all of the mire smalls now.
I mean, it is kind of getting to this point, though. I mean, like, it's weird that we're at about the 90-minute point, and I'm starting to think, oh, yeah, we found pretty much everything that we need, haven't we? I mean, it's kind of weird to say that at 90 minutes of a Crosskeys seed. A lot of times you're still looking for things, but these guys are just like, nah, I got this taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, really, we're just looking for boots. And possibly another big key.
I mean, I think you get boots, you just immediately hoof it to your nearest desert entrance and go to see if your boots are just immediately what you need to finish the game, because there you are. I mean, it's, the biggest thing that I could see right now says Humbugh is going to go pick up his silver arrows.
His silvers. Wow.
Yeah, the biggest thing I'm kind of wondering is if Humbugh having that 2nd castle tower small key early means he hits go mode before Ramon does. Because they're not far away as far as checks go, right? Like, they're roughly in the same sort of area. I mean, and if anything, Humbugh gets to go ahead and finish Castle Tower right now.
Yeah. Just to answer a question in chat about the pod big key. Yes, we do know we need it, but right now we have a scoutable big key that is a 50-50 on the one we're missing. We saw a big key on the Torch of Desert Palace, so if that's the one we're missing, or if that's what's there, we're in go with boots.
All right, we're gonna get a map to Misery Mire on Humbugh's side here, so a little bit more information, I suppose. And man, yeah, we're gonna. Well, I mean, he's gonna get the information maybe before Ramond. Around the same time that Ramond goes ahead and finishes it here, as again we see that having 3 Mire small keys means absolutely nothing.
I mean, watch where the boots are in Cackwell at this rate.
Ugh, yeah, I mean, wouldn't be the first time I've seen something like that. I'm a little surprised that they weren't second chest of Agate Tower here, because that's always a fun place to find them. All right, we're dealing with the Mire Dark Rooms down there on Ramon's side. Humbugh is 90% of his way up the tower right now. Gonna get the rest of the way real quick here, and then we should be on to, well, a couple of boss fights here.
Ramond has just enough silvers for this fight right now.
Good number. That's a good number there. That's a good number. You walk in with 12, and you're just thinking to yourself, all right, don't miss. or take your gold sword and cape and just do it this way. I mean, this way's about exactly the same. You still got to wait for Vitreous to show up anyway, so yeah, might as well do it this way.
Yeah. I mean, just go back to Eastern. You got to beat the dungeon. It's a crystal. You'll get a ton of arrows there to finish out the rest of the seed.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I mean, yeah, you gotta head over there anyway. So go to the Eastern Palace big chest. Go ahead, get your pod big key, and then go find your boots in the one chest. I guess. Well, maybe I don't know. They're probably back a pod. I'd say pod big chest. Sure, why not? Let's go that way.
So you're telling me the Desert Palace torch key is for Hera? Interesting.
Sure, why not? Okay. I mean, yeah, if it's sitting there and it's something like that, you're probably going to be like, oh yeah, I'll just get this. It'll be real easy, and then you turns out that you don't actually need it. You know, if it's obvious, it's probably not the right play.
I was like, big chest and TR, yes, and crystal roller, okay. And here comes that flute activation as well from Ramond.
And from Humbugh too. It looks like he's walking in the other side here. So, wow, that's that's some sync right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, trying to see here. What are we gonna do here? Is we picked up the Ice Palace big key there on Ramon's side. As we're gonna start hammering down some pegs. It looks like Humbug is gonna go and he's gonna get this everybody's favorite thing of the single dip Eastern Palace.
Yeah, did not punish for skipping earlier, so. And I have to believe Ramon's heading there as well, like, or at least I thought was gonna head there.
Yeah, we're fluting away, it does seem. That's a little bit on the surprising side.
Ice Palace, it looks like, first up for Ramond. Maybe hoping for boots in ice.
Yeah, I mean, you got about a 50-50 here. You got, yeah, wow, we are down to a 50-50 on what is our last pendant. Going for Ice Palace over Swamp Palace. Man.
Well, and realistically, I mean, I think boots for Ice Palace is a little less valuable.
True.
Like, compared to Eastern and Swamp, boots don't really make a big difference here in this dungeon. So I don't blame him for wanting to hit this one first.
You know, that's a really good point. I didn't think about it because, I mean, like, coming in here, it is a whole lot of self-contained rooms. It's a room after a room after a room after a room, where Eastern and Swamp have a lot more hallways. So yeah, boots would, you know, if you're gonna make a bet on where to save a little bit of time, that's probably a good one to bet on.
And the Eastern Big Chest, only some bombs, so not missing out there. The only thing that Humbug could benefit from is the early play, or, oh, there's the boots. See?
Okay. Yep. This was apparently the very right place to go. So there we go. And well, we've got boots. We're moving a heck of a lot faster here. He's not in go mode until he gets until we get to see exactly whether or not that big key on the torch is what we want.
Well, and the other piece for Ramond, of course, is that second castle tower key in pod.
And yeah, exactly, that second castle tower key. So we're getting close to where we know where everything is. Still got to find out when they're gonna know where everything is here.
And I think I think for Humbug, like I can't believe he's not gonna hit ice next.
Yeah, it's right.
Not having that swamp small off of Zora Ledge, kind of, you know, there's no incentive, there's no reason to go back to Swamp Palace at this point. So for him, like, Ice Palace has to be the play now.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, you've got a really good point there. So, like, actually, if this turns out to be a pendant for Ramond there, we're looking at Humbug probably being in a bit of a rougher shape, because he'll full clear this, and then he's got to figure out where that Swamp Small is. Man, Crosskeys, this is the fun about Crosskeys, is it's rare that somebody completely just blasts the seed out and there's no questions or no problems there. Like, it pendulums back and forth so much here, as both bosses didn't exactly last long. I didn't even get to finish that.
Those weren't fair fights.
Small key to pod there, and it's that is Crystal Ice Palace. So not having the Swamp Small does not look like that's going to affect Humbug, depending on what the big key is on the Torch and Desert.
Yeah, and I think if you're Ramond, like, you're going right back to Desert. Like, this should be a flute to Kakariko. Yep. Flute into Kak. Gonna dash down towards our desert entrance here in the bottom of Kakariko. You want to know, am I just looking for an Aga Small now?
I mean, you're looking for an Aga Small, you know exactly what dungeons you have to beat. I mean, he's already dipped Eastern, so dipping Eastern is going to be, means that he doesn't have to do any of the right side or go around to the big key chest or anything like that. All right, as he gets a key to Turtle Rock, dashes back out, and we're a second away from finding out whether or not whether or not we know where everything is. Man, I'm just watching Humbug just walk through Mire right now. It's just walking. All right, here we go. It is the big key to Tower of Terra. The game is still going.
This is that return trip now for... Okay, so we're going to check some extra entrances, but then... Another... Just an ice small. Oh.
The amazing part of the looking for a castle tower key, where every time you see a small key pop out of a chest, you have that moment of oh, and no, it's not going to be the one that you're looking for.
And I like the route here. Like, for Ramond, this is, you know, hit these checks, let me see what I can find, and I'm gonna hit Eastern now.
Yep. And just go run on over here, get your 2 checks out of Eastern. We saw on Humbug's side that they're not particularly interesting.
Yeah, they were both bombs, unfortunately.
Okay, well, now Humbug has now got his GT Big Key, which is, I mean, at the point of the seed that he's in, he's just like, yeah, I don't want any part of that. But we don't know where this pod Big Key is, and
yeah, I'm seeing some of the kind of the speculation here from chat, and they're like, I definitely see some rough situations possibly here for Humbug. If Swamp is the answer, that is probably worst case for him. But at the same time, that could be bad for Ramond if Swamp is nothing. So
yeah,
it could come down to that.
I mean, this is why we're just kind of sitting here, kind of waiting to see exactly what the seed is going to do to us next. I mean, right now, if it's on path, like Ramond's going to just, he's going to have everything he needs. It's just, where is this pod Big Key? I mean, at some point, he's probably thinking about going back in there, but like going back into pod, but he's not done that yet, so.
Actually, Humbug does not know about the small key on the Zora ledge. He had the flippers, and did not scout the ledge. So, in his mind, like, there are 2 checks there he has no idea about.
Oh, and well, this is cutting off a whole. This is well, I don't know if cutting off a out is here, but we're gonna find out real quick if Swamp has something, because we're going directly into it on Ramond's side, and it's gonna be it's gonna be 9 items in here. I am. Let's see with him, since he's missing the castle tower key. Is he gonna skip left side? I mean, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think.
Super Go is kind of hard.
it's a hard one. If you're one item away, of course you say forget
Yeah.
it. You know, that's not a big deal. But he's not one item away.
Well, and here's the other thought on this one. You know, I picking your brain on this. Are you surprised we didn't see a play into Pod from Ramond just to even check to see if Pod Big is French vanilla? Like, we know that the only chest it could have been was Harmless Hellway. But I'm kind of surprised we didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that this is a pendant as well, that's what the thing that kind of made me surprised that he jumped right into this is because this is a pendant. Like, you know, you don't typically want to do a pendant. But I think I am a little surprised. I mean, Pod's not particularly difficult to get to either, is the thing. Like, it's sitting right there. What was that? The basically the bottom bumper cave entrance, or
Yep.
Southwest something foothills cave, Southwest dark mountain, dark death mountain foothills.
Upper
cave.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just checking to see if AA is listening. But I guess we're not going to leave any outs here on Ramon's side. We're just going directly to the left side and hopping in and gonna grab see what's here.
And that's the thing. By the time Humbug finishes Ice and Ramond finishes Swamp, they'll be roughly about the same. The only difference will be the Swamp clear on Ramon's side and the Aga Tower clear on Humbug's.
Yep. Well, all right. On the left side, anybody want a blue boomerang? And welcome.
I mean, we already had the red one.
Yeah, I mean, we had the better one. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I found another person of culture who understands.
I mean, you can do so many more things with the red boomerang.
Thank you.
like, it's not even an argument as far as I'm concerned. Like, anybody who says that, it's like, oh, it increases lag. That's the point. Well, welcome on into all of our raiders coming in from ZSR2. You're watching a Link to the Past randomizer Crosskeys best 2022 tournament here. We're in the final 8 here. You got on one side, you got Ramond making his way through Swamp Palace here, looking for a pod big key and a Castle Tower small. We know where the other Castle Tower small key is. That it's sitting in a pod right now, but it's looking like this Swamp Palace has been a complete waste of time. So that's actually probably pretty good news for Humbug, assuming that he doesn't make his way over to Zora and pick up his Swamp Small.
Yeah, the only thing we really got here is that mushroom. And luckily the mushroom turn-in's really easy for this seed. Potion Shop's vanilla.
Yeah, just go and do it and get it done with as quickly as you can there, and everything's good. All right, now we pick up our blue pendant over on Ramon's side there. Still no pod big key. Humbug about to go into his cold stare fight really quick here, and I don't expect the cold stare to last very long. Let's see what happens here. Spins him to the top. 1, 2, 3, and one got away.
Yeah, surprised that one did not take a hit there. And here we go, immediately into the mushroom turn-in. Bye, Mirror Shield.
Yep. Not gonna be needing that. Don't need to pick it up, and we are off. All right. Ramon is. Are we? Did we miss a ped check at some point?
I don't think we had a ped check. But yeah, we're getting right into the green pendant play. Like, is Ramon rushing ped?
I mean, I guess rush ped go directly into. I mean, we're just gonna. I mean, I would love for him to just go and blind pull it at this point, but I don't believe he would do that. I feel like that would be one you just pull out the book for. But I mean, blind pulls are more fun. What are we kidding here?
And Humbugg's also rushing this big key.
Now, funny thing that we could say here is that we've got this Hera big key. This Hera big key just could be locking the pod big key, and we could just have a incredible punish seed here.
I mean, we've got the big and the small, so.
Oh man, yeah, nothing there. Humbugh making his way. Ooh, this is
he's gonna get the swamp small.
Yeah, this is gonna get him the swamp small here, and then he was thinking about the. It looked like he might have been thinking about that GT play before he remembered to go get that big key off the torch. He's gonna see that small key, and man, that is that's probably going to be unfortunate here. So, well, here we go with the pedestal check, or are we going to go with a full pedestal pull here? What are we going to get? I don't see a book yet.
There's a quick swap to the book.
Yeah, there it is.
Or we get a scout.
Yeah, well, yep. Okay. Yep.
What the health increase?
Shaking his head, deciding, yeah, no, not doing that. The Humbugh not getting the swamp smoky? What? Alright, so he got the Humbugh, I think, just remembered that he forgot the small key there off the ledge and just fluted back, and he's like, wait, I better go get that. Alright, it's not on top.
Yeah. GT climb?
GT climb? Yeah, GT climb, I feel like, probably, right? I mean...
Yep.
What's the most likely? That pod big key, I mean, the...
I mean, I'm still kind of the opinion that I'm shocked that Ramon didn't check pod. Like, he's really hoping to have the big key before going back.
He's done 5. He did 5 of the checks in there. He could go in right now and grab another 7. There's 9 up here. I mean, there's still a couple of really nasty locations left. Yeah, I don't know exactly which is the way you want to go with this, but well, we're gonna go for this here. What do we got? Up onto the gauntlet here. We got, unfortunately, Humbugh back into the place. Gonna grab a few things there.
I see Schultzer with the logic here, and I get it in a sense. I think my problem is the fact that it's a 4-minute climb, or 3-4 minutes worth of climb time, versus about the same amount of time for the same or a similar number of checks. I think that's what's that's the balance that we're playing here.
I'm kind of going with the other option here of looking at my GT key count. and knowing how much we've climbed, right? Just going and saying, I don't know if it will, if what's pointing it towards this outside of that one GT key. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll get up here and grab it, and it'll probably be up here, and then these guys know more than we do because, you know, you and I are no longer playing in this tournament.
Yeah. You know, we both found our way out of this tourney, so.
I tried.
Yeah, we tried. It's just, there was 180 plus people, and only 16 made it to this to bracket.
and it turns out that people have gotten very good at this game, dang it, and it's gotten harder and harder to qualify for the top 16. All right, so we finally have made our way all the way up to the top, and there's a big key.
There's the pod big key. We were wrong, and there's the
lamp. And he's got to continue because that doesn't put him into go mode yet. Oh, jeez. Wow, look at all this. All right. So he's going to go ahead and he's finished this. He's going to go do well and stuff. And then, finally, he's going to make his way over to pod. And grab his thing. Gets the small key to Skullwoods. Not even the slightest reaction there from the face cam. I was a little surprised we didn't get a tiny bit reaction there, but...
Yeah, you're like, any small key is a good small key, except that one. I mean, Ramond is going to give us the casual AD here.
It's going to be, what, a casual AD done in a decent amount of time, I think?
Yeah.
So if Humbug climbs next, no, I mean, unfortunately for Humbug, I mean, Ramon's next play is to go to pod. He's probably, I don't know if he rushes Homosaur or if he just goes ahead and immediately goes and grabs that, what am I trying to say, the vanilla big key chest there first. Because either way, it's not going to take him long to be at that point, and then at that point we just got to climb a tower. All right, so what is the path we are taking here? We're gonna go
Magic Bat first. Yep.
Makes sense. We saw this on Humbug's side.
It's like, where are we going? Okay, we're going to take this connector. I forgot, this connector is so valuable for getting back to pod.
All right. And we are gonna go directly to the boss. It looks like on Ramon's side. So we're gonna be a couple of minutes left until he hits go mode. As it looks like Humbug took a quick sojourn over to our pedestal there to find out that nope, not something you're gonna be needing to do.
Yeah, hoping for one of these single item checks to kind of pay off as the answer instead of a whole climb. Understandable.
Gonna get our way on the way back there to Helmosaur. Still continuing our route back there. Looks like Humbugh is making the right choice on his side. Gonna head up to GT and do this climb, get this pod big key, and that'll put him into go mode. So he's not gonna be too far behind, but I think at this point it's going to be far enough behind that it's not. Well, I mean.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought this was gonna be a little bit closer, but the play to big chest, it looks like, is gonna be the.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
This could be the difference. Like, I thought this. I was with you on this being really, really close, but I think the fact that there's two checks here, with that check and the big chest, this could kind of put it out of reach.
Yeah, this is unfortunate here, as Ramond does not get the gets his 7th crystal. He's cleared all the dungeons except for one more that he still needs to do here in just a second, but he'll be there in just a moment. just give him a second. He'll be done in just a minute here, and we can continue on. But as stands, we're back into pod. First place we are going we going to go to the pod big key chest? Taking a quick left, and yeah, this is going to be go mode right here.
Yeah, and at this point, you know, the Aga Tower climb versus the GT climb, we can say they're roughly equivalent values of time, so, you know, Ramond does have a clear advantage at this moment.
Yeah, no, if you're in anybody's shoes right there, you'd definitely want to be his. And with that, we are into on our way up to Aga Tower here, and it will be, I think, a pretty short trip. And that'll be kind of that. Now, Humbugh is just going to be able to rush the rest. But most of the way up this climb already. Both guys making these climbs look quite easy.
Yeah, Humbugh's gonna be able to exit right out of here as soon as he gets to the mini Helma room. Might not even get the lamp, I would assume at this point.
Yeah, I'd almost be surprised if he did. Depends if he goes left chest first for some crazy reason. But all right, on the way up, most of the way there. And into the Aga fight here. I don't remember this being a particularly annoying one. But I suppose we'll see. Going to get the key there, sees his big key to pod, and immediately mirrors out. So no lamp for Humbug today. And pulls out his flute and is going to head out to pod here. Ramon's on his way, working his way through this super fun Aga fight that everybody really enjoys doing.
Really convenient placement for Humbug here too. Going to be right on the, here's pod, and Ganon's just right above us.
Right, this will work out pretty well here. I mean, this is
Closer than I was thinking, honestly.
Yeah, Humbug going to the back of what am I saying here? To the back of GT might end up costing him, unfortunately, and I understand completely why he did it. It's just you don't necessarily want to go for the other stuff, but man, here we are. All right, there is Aga down over on Ramon's side. We're gonna get real quick here, pull out our flute to 8, I imagine, and then it is off to go fight the pig. Man, what a seed to start off this series with, eh?
Yeah, I mean, both of them went to 3 games in their first round, so no expectation of like, oh, this is, the end for Humbug or anything either. Like, they both have had to go through some tough first rounds to begin with.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think anyone's surprised that these two guys are here.
Yeah.
Like, if you asked me to fill out a bracket, like a bracket at the beginning of this tournament, like my picks for who was going to make it this far, these two guys would be in here. Like they both just are unbelievably familiar with this game, familiar with this mode, and just know everything about it. We just flushed a whole bunch of bombs down the hole there. All right, silver, my one true weakness. Well, here, take one of them. We're gonna fire another one. Oop, we slightly missed the torch. Gonna wait for Ganon to come back down. Set him up for a triple. 1, 2, and 4. All right, there we go.
There we go. Yep.
All right, so Humbug holding up his 7th crystal, but unfortunately going to be a little bit too late there. It looks like go ahead and get your GGs into chat there for Ramon, as he's going to go ahead and cross the line and take game 1 of this series. Great race from both runners there with a time of 2:06.49.
And meanwhile, Humbug is heading to Ganon now.
And we are already joined by both of our runners.
Oh, yeah, right. We had delay today, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Oh, welcome into both of you. Humbug and Ramon there. Ramon, our winner there. GG's to you both.
Hi. Hi, GG's.
GG's. Well, how are you finding individuals there? What do you think of this amazing seed that you played for round 1 here?
Well, it's somehow, I mean, throughout the early game kind of felt okay-ish. We did find, or at least I did, I don't know how he routed this, but he told me that he also had a good early route. Finding some nice routing items early on, like Mirror Glove, even mids. And that felt okay, but the rest of the seed, the pacing felt really slow. There were always just not many checks in logic, basically. The biggest thing, of course, was the flippers and everything that was locked by the flippers. So I was trying to figure out for a long time when my bow was in logic, basically. So it's either 4 TR smalls or access to the TR front entrance. So at some point I just stopped thinking about it once I had 4 keys. Yeah, but yeah, the whole pod area was basically late in logic, so I tried to delay it as long as possible. And yeah, other than that, the whole I mean, it was pretty much a full clear almost, but that's like also what you expect from a Castle Tower key hunt. Yeah, so it felt a little slow, but it was quite a ride. I mean, if we do all dungeons in sub 210, that's actually pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it was a lot of couple of interesting points there. Like that bow you pointed out. I mean, that thing when that thing popped up and it's behind 4 keys there, and then turns out that locks flippers and all sorts of other things. And at some point, the logic became difficult to follow. I'll say.
Honestly, I just figured, all right, logic sucks. Let's just not think about it. That's my way of handling that. I'm just nah.
Just nah. We're not.
Yeah, exactly. I have better things to think about, like
That's
how
fair.
to play the game and whatnot.
Yeah, Humbug. Unfortunately for you, going back and getting that Swamp
Yeah.
Small. Yeah, bud. That was
Yeah, like,
unfortunate.
It was like, now in retrospect, it was a double pain, right?
Yeah.
I accidentally, so Ramond, like, I didn't tell you this earlier in the room chat, but I accidentally saved and quit off of Zora without grabbing the small key. And like, those 2 checks were the last things that I wanted to do before climbing GT. And I saved and quit from Zora, and I realized, shit, there's a small key on the ledge. It might be the Swamp Small, which I might need, so I have to go back. So that was like, what, 30, 40 seconds just going back. And it also made me go into Swamp, which was, what, 5 minutes that I just flushed down the drain, that I could have instead just climbed GT and got the go mode. But yeah, that was so painful. It was just, I don't know, muscle memory or something. Just had me save and quit out of there. It was dumb.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can understand.
And especially when the key didn't lead to anything either. It just made it way worse.
Yeah,
Now I was
it's
dumb. This time I was dumb for no reason. Usually I'm dumb and I realize and I end up getting something, but this time it was just a kick in the butt.
This is just punish you as much as humanly possible, pretty much. There.
Exactly.
We're
playing Crosskeys after all, so
yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
surprised.
as is tradition.
As is tradition, yes.
But yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, both of you, I mean, the early part of this seed in particular, there, I was a little bit late getting into the booth today because I'm a bit of a dummy. But from about the 15-minute mark on, you guys were roughly in step. You guys did a lot of the same things in the middle of the seed. There was like you got the biggest question there at one point there was Humbug. You had gone into pod earlier with when you had 3 keys there, and you had found the second Castle Tower small key.
Yeah.
And the biggest question was kind of becoming like how much of that was going to be a big deal.
Like when I got it, I realized that I had like struck gold, because it's a 50-50. Which one do you get, right? When you go there with 3 keys. And I was hoping for so long that my boots were going to be accessible and the key on Desert Torch was going to be the go mode key. Because if so, there would be a big chance that Ramond would like not get the Castle Tower small and full clear the game. But if I also full clear the game, looking for something else, then it's just a wash. Then that small key find is just useless.
Yeah.
So
So, like, Ramon, you just were never really tempted to head back into pod because, like, we were kind of curious. Like, you were doing you did all of your pendants and everything else. You just never curious enough to go and fish around back there and see if it's just maybe behind like 4 keys or anything. Or...
Well, yeah, sure. Because I mean, if you look objectively at all the checks in a game, basically every check is like worth the same if looking for Castle Tower keys now specifically, or maybe any item that you're looking for. So back of pod, usually I usually never do back of pod without at least 4 keys. And also the lamp also plays a big role actually in my decision, because the later the lamp, the less likely there is stuff basically in back of pod, like generally speaking. So, and I also do not want to basically be get wrecked basically by a 50-50. So I mostly try to delay pod until I have 5 keys at least, so I don't actually have to make the choice or to be burned. And I mean, the pod keys were pretty late, most of them, I think. So I was like at 3 keys, like most the seed. And I think I remember a pod key being like in Eastern lamp locked. So that's like even less an incentive to go to pod without at least 4 keys or the lamp. And without big key, yeah, it's just there were just better things to do at all times than pod. But I was planning to do pod after GT Climb anyway, basically, even if the pod peak hadn't been there, because it was basically the last dense location I had.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense there. Because it's one of those things you have to try to remember is that we're still running off of lamps actually meaning something in this logically in this game. And yeah, sometimes you play enough of the other modes there where lamps are kind of optional, and then you come back and play Crosskeys where lamps are actually a big deal and something you should pay attention to. I hadn't even thought about the lamp.
And I never even got the lamp. What the hell?
By the way,
yeah,
Jesse, you want to tell them?
It was right next to your pod, Big.
You were standing right next to it.
Yeah. It makes sense. Like there weren't that much left that where it could be, honestly. I don't know. Look, I never found the 4th GT small, so was that lamp lock too? Maybe, I don't know. So maybe that was actually the absolute last location for it. That might be the case.
Yeah, I don't actually know. Where
I only think I got 3.
like, do you have anything? Do you have any locations left? Because I mean, I was late, so I didn't get to get.
Probably Harrow, because we both hadn't done 2 checks in Harrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That might be the case, yeah.
Oh, that great moment there, about an hour and a half, where boots show up, and then all of a sudden, all right, sweet, let's go and get that big key off of the torch. Oh, it's the Harrow one. All right, we're still playing. Well, boys. There anything else you guys want to add in before we set this thing up and get any news on when Game 2 is going to be between you guys?
No, we haven't. We haven't talked about that at all. Actually, maybe we should.
Maybe a date-friendly time.
Well, this is kind of dazed-friendly time. It could be worse for you, right?
No, this was fine, honestly.
Exactly.
I can do it 10 p.m. as long as I remember it's 10 p.m. and don't throw an extra hour on it. Sorry, Jesse.
It was fine. We had a great time.
But yeah, thanks for hosting the restream, and thanks Jesse and Taste for the comms, and thanks trackers and restreamers as well. Always fun.
Yeah, I'll hop on Hamburg's boat. Thanks to everybody who made this possible. And maybe see you again in next race, possibly.
I hope so. Yeah.
So, before we raid over to ZSR3, where we have an ongoing Skyward Sword randomizer match going on right now, also, again, thank you to to both of our runners. Without them, we would not be able to restream, as well as our commentators Jesse and DazedCloud, and don't forget our trackers Daruk and Nervendolch. Next up on ZSR, at noon, we have a Skyward Sword randomizer. No, at noon we start with a Wind Waker randomizer tournament match, as well as a Majora's Mask randomizer tournament match. At 1 PM we have the Ocarina of Time randomizer DDR monthly race. And at 1:10 PM Eastern we... Oh no, this is probably not going to restream because we are pretty packed today. So for the rest of today's 5 streams, check our schedule. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time here on ZSR. And we also will be hosting the other Crosskeys today between Schulze and Megawatt at 2 PM Eastern. See ya!